We're up to our first clip of our interview with Nick Feldman. We're going back to the 80s. Nick Feldman of Wang Chung, who played bass and guitar and sang a little bit with the band. But he was there for Everyone Wang Chung Tonight, To Live and Die in LA, Dance Hall Days, and the band's still together. But we talk first about how the group got that wacky name on Rock History Music. Wang Chung, now there's a name that takes you back to the heart of the 1980s. This British new wave band had their roots in London, but their sound, pure global appeal really. Wang Chung's music hit a lot of the high notes really, with audiences worldwide. Nick Feldman and Jack Hughes were the masterminds behind Wang Chung. After experimenting with different sounds and names, including Hung Chung, they finally found the magic formula that would catapult them to really big international stardom. Their breakout hit, Dance Hall Days, was released in 1984 and got everyone moving with a very infectious rhythm. Here's a tune that had catchy hooks and polished productions, and the track was a mainstay on airwaves and a classic of the MTV era. But there was more when it came to Wang Chung. In 1986, they released their biggest hit, Everybody Have Fun Tonight. The song became an anthem with an unforgettable chorus, of course, Everybody Wang Chung Tonight. It reached the number 2 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. It was really solidified the band's place in popular culture. The energy and the vibe and the sheer fun of the song kind of embodied a decade that was carefree. Their other hits like Let's Go and To Live and Die in LA showed they weren't just about having fun. Wang Chung were one of those bands that defined the 80s.
That is the most asked question in the history of mankind. I know you've got to do your job. Well, it's kind of, I'll blame Jack for that, although I have to take some responsibility myself. Jack was reading this book about the famous German electronic composer Karl-Heinz Stockhausen. It was a very academic, intellectual book. And there was a footnote in the book about this thing called Wang Zhong, which is a kind of Chinese musical term. It sort of means perfect pitch, I suppose. And it sort of appealed to him. He said sheepishly to me one day, "What do you think about calling the band Wang Zhong?" I was like, I think he expected me to go, "What? Are you crazy? What does that mean?" But it just appealed to me. There's something eccentric about it and a bit mysterious. So I said, okay, let's do that. I think he was quite shocked by that. So, I mean, thank God it worked out rather well. We ended up using it in one of our songs, which made it kind of household name, and it became an expression, part of it's in the what's it called, the dictionary, the Urban Dictionary. Lots of quite rude definitions of it in there, but it's amazing. I think it encapsulates the two sides of Wang Chung, the sort of slightly more, the deeper side, but also the kind of poppy, sort of easy to digest side. So the Wang Chung is like the sound of the guitar or a sound effect or something frothy and on the top, but then there's a deeper undertone to the whole thing. I think that's what our music's like. That's what we do. It's not just one thing.
What's your take on still doing it after all these years?
It's so gratifying, and to be able to connect with the people who have, they can testify to you directly what it means to them and how it's affected their lives. And they're still, here they are, and they're turning their kids onto it. And so that it's not just this generation, it's younger generations as well. It's incredibly inspiring. And it really puts a spring in our old steps, you know what I mean? Keeps you a bit younger, and it gives you that energy to sort of jump around on stage and come up and want to do a really good show for them. Sure. And to keep artistically sort of motivated, because I think we are, we are artistically motivated. We like to do a good show. We like to really think about what we're doing from a musical point of view as well as a performance point of view. So it's a wonderful synergy. And God knows we didn't expect any of this 40 years ago. No way.
That kid who started playing that instrument way back when, he still lives inside you. You're still in contact with him.
Oh, definitely. I mean, look, you've got to be a bit more careful these days. If you sort of overstep the mark with your, if you don't go to bed when you should do and all that kind of stuff, then you pay the price for that. That's for sure. But yes, at heart, I think music's about playing, isn't it? Like a child plays. We call it playing your instrument. You're playing, you know, and I think that's a wonderful thing to be able to connect with, that sort of childlike, direct, expressive thing. And so to still be able to do that and to be in the medium of doing that for a living as well is just amazing. And we do it whether we got paid or not, frankly, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel very blessed, very lucky.
It's my wheelhouse. Wang Chung, you guys, Men Without Hats, Motels, Naked Eyes. I played all you guys right in the beginning of my career, which, you know, again, in the beginning, it's like the first girlfriend, it's like the first job, it's like the first whatever, that fervor that comes along with it. Tell me how that feels getting with teaming with these guys.
I think it's actually it's a lot more harmonious than maybe back in the day. I think there's a slightly more competitive edge, and maybe we're all slightly less sort of what's the word, connected in some way. Whereas now that we're a bit sort of older and wiser, or apparently wiser, and I think there's a sense that we're all in it together. So it's nice, and we get along well, and our music fits very nicely together. So it's a nice sort of 360 kind of journey, 80s journey through 80s music with the bands that are playing on this tour. I think we all fit well together musically and as you know, personally. So I think the audience will feel it in a good way. I think it's going to be a good experience for them.
If you want to donate to the channel, there's a PayPal link at the very top of every video we have. Also, if you want to join our Patreon, there's a link at the very top. You'll get early access to all our videos. And a swag store. Yes, we have one where you can get rock history music and all the clothing that goes with it with those great logos. Subscribe to our channel, share our videos, comment on them, and like them as well. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.